Hello and welcome back. Welcome back to your favorite podcast, the number one podcast in our mothers' hearts. What's your favorite scary story? The podcast where you, the best person, most beautiful person in the world, chooses the stories we talk about, right?
That was better than last week. Good
Thank
job.
you. Yeah.
I figured I'd give you a chance to redeem yourself.
I am still bitter. I think we all are. If you're not everyone actually.
Not everyone, unfortunately.
Yeah. Or you know what?
You know what? There's some bitterness here. Also, work has sucked this week, at least for me, and it's just been a tough week. So I'm glad we can gather around, listen to something spooky, and get our mind off things.
Yeah, this is a podcast where this really is a melting pot of all sorts of people. We accept everybody. We just don't accept. Actually, I accept hate, and I'm always asking for you to send me your hate mail. But in all seriousness, we don't tolerate hate.
I don't know if I accept everybody. Yeah. I have opinions, and I mean, honestly, if they have different opinions than us, they probably aren't here right now. You know?
You never know. You'd be surprised.
But I'm not gonna hide what I believe.
Neither am I. And if you know us personally, you know how we are.
You know our feelings on the current political climate.
Yeah, but it's hard right now to say, but I respect your views. You know what I mean? Because it's just really, I don't know if I respect those kind of views, not right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I respect you as a person. You're allowed to have your opinions and your feelings.
But that's just going to make us have our opinions based off of those.
Right. But, this podcast is a place where we can talk and have
open discussion.
An open discussion. As we say. So even if we don't agree on political views and religious views, we still love you, and we hope you're doing well, and I hope you're healthy and safe from the circumstances, the way the world is right now. It seems like everybody that doesn't look like Alyssa is getting attacked. Yeah. So stay safe. We love you no matter what, and you're so important. Yes. So I just wanted to say that just because we kind of skimmed over that last week, and last week was very fresh and new.
Yeah, we didn't really want to talk about it, really.
Yeah, no, we were both very freaking bitter. But it just kind of hit a nerve because we went to the supermarket. Oh, yeah. And the guy that was giving me our meat, I guess.
It was meat.
He was like, well, just due to the circumstances now, just in case I don't see you again, because we don't really go there often. We usually buy our meat at Kroger or Costco. But I went to the supermarket because I really wanted some carne asada. So I picked some up, and the guy was like, yeah, it's just been really tough. Store's really empty because there's not a lot of, the raza isn't out, and that makes me kind of sad. Even at the mall, at Opry Mill, it's just everyone else but the Latino community, and it's just really sad. Anyway, he was like, just in case I don't see you next time, God bless you, you stay safe, whatever. And I was like,
and he still has the heart and compassion to wish you well.
Yeah. And he just had a smile on his face. He just kind of it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens and stuff. And that's why I love our community. I love the Latino community because it's just positive, Right. And it just
obviously, they're terrible people and they shouldn't be here, right?
Right. Because that guy is there risking his everything just by going to work to feed his family. Yeah. But let's get him out of here, I guess.
Don't get us started. Do you have a different not so fun fact?
I do have a different not so fun fact. Like I said, I just wanted to touch base on that because we just kind of skimmed over it.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. Not so fun facts with marbles. Today's not so fun fact is kind of gross.
Oh, good.
I personally didn't know this. I feel like you would because you're into like a lot of true crime and all this stuff.
I wonder what's gonna come up because earlier she asked me what the term was for something and it ended up being rigor mortis. So
yeah.
Let's see what this is about.
Just because I was like, obviously, I was like doing my research and stuff. Right. And, I feel like, I'm sorry, my notes, I added like a little like preface. Preface. I don't think that's necessary though. But anyway, the fun fact is that, I found out that, forensic scientists use the larva to like determine how long a body has been deceased.
If it's growing on or like if they're on the body,
like the size of it. I guess they analyze the development of the bodies of the larva, and like determining like depending on how big they are, basically the bigger the older, the longer the body has been there decaying. Right. Kind of thing, and I never knew that.
I never even thought about that being on there. Like, do you mean like the bug, like larva?
Like the maggots?
Maggots.
The maggots. The bigger the magnets, the longer the body's been dead.
Like I get
decayed.
Like, are they on all dead bodies?
I guess it's like a sort of insect that lands on the body. Like I guess they're attracted to the smell.
It's in like a fly or something, and then it gets laid there, and then they turn into that.
I'm not sure the development of it, but I didn't know that helps them determine like how long the body is, and so the reason I asked you what that term was basically is because I just thought it was based off of that, like, oh well, the body's been super stiff now, so it must have been over a week now. And
or like I thought they could just like test the blood or something like that,
or like the meat, I guess. Right. I don't know how to...
The flesh,
yeah.
Does that count as that a baby?
Depends on who you ask. You'd be surprised.
Like, maybe a cannibal, but that should be about it.
Yeah, if we asked Jeffrey Dahmer. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like a duh, of course, kind of fact.
Like, it's like the rings around a tree, the more there are...
Right.
The older
in this case, the bigger they are,
right. The more larva there is of it.
The size of the larva.
Right.
The larva.
Right. Like the
bigger the
more surface
larva.
area of the larva.
What?
The longer. Like, I'm trying to make an analogy here. I know the bigger, but like meaning the more surface area of that particular larva. Like the more of that larva there is.
The longer the body's been dead. Yeah. So. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was gross. And, I just wanted to make that a quick...
Thank you for informing the masses.
Fact. Yeah.
Definitely distracts us from other things.
Yeah.
For sure. We appreciate the knowledge that you give us.
Thank you for giving me the space.
Of course I have to. You're half this podcast.
Half? I thought it was half. What?
Well, should we just jump right into my story?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm actually very interested in this one.
You are?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to say something clever, but I'm just also tired.
Me too.
You know?
It's all good. Let's talk about something spooky.
Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about it. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about
ghosts.
Let's talk about ghosties. You know, like when your sock is like very tight on your skin, and like you take it off, and like it's itchy and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
That's what my foot is feeling right now.
I didn't wear socks today. I can't have that feeling.
Well, consider yourself lucky because I can't get rid of this itch.
I know, but it's like the
just
best itch.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
But it doesn't go away. Maybe I'll wear tennis shoes tomorrow so I can get that feeling. What are we talking about
So you can
here?
feel something.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm feeling stuff.
Oh, actually, a quick update on The Conjuring. Oh my god, I almost forgot.
How could you?
I had no idea that this lady, Jacqueline Nunez, had a Facebook that she just like openly.
She made a new Facebook?
I don't know if no, like a personal Facebook. It looks like it's been around for a while.
Okay.
She just also used her Conjuring Facebook page
Right.
as her personal one.
Yeah. That became like the big thing in her life.
Until it got deleted, I guess, like reported.
Like shut down.
And she doesn't talk about her missing her court date, unfortunately, but she has like this full statement on theconjuringhouse.com, and she claims that she was slandered and defamed and forced to close the business. So she is she's like throwing out lawsuits everywhere.
Shocking.
Against Jason Hawes, Corey. Corey is the previous Conjuring owner. And she's just, attacking everyone, saying that white males are criminal scumbags. And she says that they're not all scumbags, all white men, but most of them are. And it's just, she just thinks that she's just being...
she's playing victim hard.
She's playing victim and saying that just because I'm a successful woman over here with that's why that everyone's attacking her. And it's like, you're also a horrible person.
What's the saying, the pot calling the kettle black or something? Like a hypocrite, basically.
I've never heard of that saying.
It's a white people thing.
I bet it is.
White men.
Sounds about white
criminals. I mean, she's not wrong. She has a point there. But I've got to side up with Jason on this one.
I think we've been siding with Jason this whole time.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not like he doesn't not like have the resources to take her on with these like lawsuits, because
I mean,
he's a pretty successful guy.
It's also an expensive thing to like get a lawyer
that he has to deal with that for sure. But
because we also don't know like his true situation, like is he really, because we know that she does, and we know that she has, the funds and resources to like be able to kind of cover her ass. But yeah, even like her website, it basically just says that she's just preparing for lawsuits against these people and other people for hate speech on YouTube and social media, and also against like,
are we in trouble?
Also against YouTube, Discovery, streaming channels, and Facebook for allowing slander and defamation, and intentional infliction on emotional distress and interference with the business. And like,
doesn't it like cost for each lawsuit to go against each of these like companies and people? How many lawsuits is she trying to like
she's literally suing everybody.
How
like
is
everyone.
That how are you gonna have the time, lady? You've got a court date to make.
Yeah, like go freaking handle your shit, and then
for real, you can't sue anybody if you get arrested for missing your court date a bunch of times.
I mean, we don't know, but she cannot sue us because this is all it's been for entertainment purposes only. We're just like,
we're the messenger.
Yeah, we're just talking about a situation
that's unfolding.
We've actually never like badmouthed her, like.
We've just like stuck up for the other people.
Yeah, because it's just
we're allowed to. We feel bad for them.
Yeah. Well, that's the update with The Conjuring. So
that's wild.
I mean, hopefully next week I'll have another update.
This is a fun addition. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Go see Dad. Okay, so we kind of took a break from his suggestions because it's only fair to let others have their time in the spotlight. But this week's topic was suggested by Marlene's former coworker, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Mike.
Yeah.
Yay. One of the podcast's like biggest supporters since day one.
Yeah, I think he's our number one fan, honestly.
Yeah, he's got to be for sure. So Mike suggested that we cover Mount Rubidoux in Riverside, California.
Oh, I've never heard of this.
Me neither.
Okay.
Like, I feel like a lot of the ones we've been doing recently, I've known of, at least me.
Yeah.
So this was interesting.
Heck yeah.
So before we get into the spooky things, this, as I've been saying, this place is very spooky. We got some ghosts for you this week. Here's a bit of history for you. And, you know, some of it, like, may not be all that relevant, but it's interesting, and I think you'll appreciate it.
Okay.
Marlene, specifically. Okay, so I don't even know if I'm, like, needing to put this much accent into it, but Mount Rubidoux is a mountain. It's been there for a long, long time, obviously. But in the 19th century, the Cahuilla people were living there in villages on the mountain flanks. But after 1838, the area was referred to as Rancho Jurupa. 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 Jurupa?
Jurupa?
That would be my guess. In 1848, Louis Rubidoux purchased part of Rancho Jurupa and established Rancho Rubidoux. And then he named the whole mountain after himself. He got that little part, and then he's like, you know what? That wasn't enough. I need the whole thing. I might as well. I'm already here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, hey, Sonnenberg.
Yeah, Sunny Mountain. My name means Sunny Mountain.
Her maiden name.
My maiden name. I mean, officially, it's still my name. I need to get on that. But on Facebook and Instagram, that's what I made it as.
Yeah, but it's not legal, so it doesn't count. So technically, we're not married.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case. Yeah, so this guy named a mountain after himself. I guess he was an early settler in Riverside, and at one point was probably the wealthiest man in San Bernardino County.
Damn, I bet. I mean, like,
no wonder he owns a mountain.
There's like, I'm pretty sure there was no one over there anyway.
True.
Still interesting. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's kind of deserty.
It's like, wow, congrats. You made it. So
I'd have done the same thing though.
Yeah. You're like, I
think
like this mountain. It's mine.
I think we all would have done that.
At least with a tree. You would have got yourself a tree. Like a big old round one that you can hug.
No, I mean, that's literally how my grandpa named his auto shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. El arbolito.
No. We have an arbolito.
Yeah, that's a
little Arlo kit. Okay, so in the 1880s, a man named Frank Miller purchased the mountain. He was a civil engineer and basically helped put Riverside on the map. He, I guess, also built Mission Inn. I don't know if you've heard of it or not.
Sorry, no, I was like inside burping. Sorry, like reverse burping.
Right, you were prubbing.
That what is that?
It's burp backwards.
Prubbing
or probing.
Nah, dude. That's foul.
But yeah, Mission Inn. This guy Frank Miller also like I guess had it built. And it's also very, very haunted, and it's in Riverside. It's like one of the probably like the most famous thing over there, at least for like the spooky things.
The Mission Inn.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully someone suggests it one day. But yeah, so Frank Miller helped really get Riverside just like up and going, and part of that included developing Mount Rubidoux into a public park. So in 1907, a cross was erected at the peak of Mount Rubidoux, and a plaque was installed at the base in dedication to Father Junipero Serra, the founder of the California Missions, which I feel like we've talked about him in the past.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Or we probably just talked about it in general, just because of the San Fernando Mission and the Ventura Mission.
Yeah. In 1909...
Buenaventura?
Yes.
Yes.
In 1909, an Easter sunrise service was held at the top, And it is actually the longest running Easter sunrise service in the nation. And that's non-denominational.
Huh.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Old ass
service. That same year, President Taft visited the top of the mountain and dedicated another plaque to Father Junipero Serra.
Jeez, how many plaques is he?
He's famous, bro. They're like, here's
what else did he do?
plaque
He was just a nice guy,
plaque.
I guess.
I don't really know that much about
like,
the
how
guy.
did you get 2 plaques on one mountain?
For real, that's when you know you've made it.
Like, what did you do?
Around that same time, Carrie Jacob...
He probably had some dirt on him. Like, if you really think about it, like, if Taft went to him and was like, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned."
I mean, I don't know that he, like, met him.
Then how does he get 2 plaques?
It's like in honor of what he's done in his life.
Oh, maybe this guy was a nice guy then.
Maybe, yeah, I mean, probably.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, Father.
You should be. So around that same time, Carrie Jacobs Bond wrote the song "A Perfect Day" after her inspirational view from the peak of Mount Rubidoux. And this is the fun, interesting history that I thought you would be interested in. Actually, at the time, there weren't many female composers at all, and feeling pushed away by the male-dominated music industry, Carrie started her own music publishing business.
Hell yeah.
She published 200 songs, sold almost 20 million copies of sheet music, and earned more than $1 million in royalties by 1910.
Dang.
And think about how much $1 million was in 1910.
That's crazy. Yo, good for her.
It's gotta be like $1 billion for real.
Yeah, she must have been like one of those authors that wrote under her last name. Mm-hmm. So it won't be like a woman's name in the front.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like she was pretty famous because
she was that talented.
This made her the most successful female composer of her time.
That's crazy.
But yeah, she
with
got
her
inspired
song,
by that
Day?
view. A Perfect Day.
A perfect day. Perfect day. Perfect day. Perfect day.
She is bobbing that head.
Instead of a lovely day. A lovely day.
She is swiping that head.
It's a perfect day. Perfect day. Perfect day.
You're
perfect
going fast.
Day.
Yeah. But I thought that was cool. What power to women.
1-0, bro.
What? 1-0?
Yeah, 1-0.
What do you mean? Like
women?
1 for women, 0 for men?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, Father Junipero has 2 plaques.
Oh, shit. Yo, 1-2, dude.
You know what? No, she made $1 million, so I feel like they're about even.
Yeah, 2-2.
She was pretty successful. Yeah, I just thought you'd like that tidbit. Teddy
Big Pen?
Oh, boy. Okay. So back to the mountain. A few more notable people who have visited the mountain were conservationist John Muir, civil rights leader Booker T. Washington.
Booker T.
Yeah. President Warren Harding, conservationist John Burroughs, Prince Sunanan Kaya from Japan, and Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill, dude.
Yo, this guy. The football game was on, and we were talking about the Buffalo Bills, and I was like, I never connected that because they're from Buffalo and they're the Bills, and I'm like, oh my god, I never connected it to that guy, Buffalo Bill, and she was like, oh yeah, New York. I never connected to the fact that they're in Buffalo in New York. And then later that night, I am doing this research, and freaking Buffalo Bill comes up. What in the heck?
That shit always happens to us.
Sorry, life, bro.
Life. Welcome to my life.
Yeah. It was wild. But yeah, those were all the famous people to go to the mountain. So in 1955, the Miller family deeded Mount Rubidoux to the city of Riverside. And in 1976, it was dedicated as Cultural Heritage Landmark number 26. 26, my voice went away. And and to this day, the hike to Mount Rubidoux Peak remains one of the most popular hiking trails in Southern California.
So, and the plaques are still there?
Probably. I mean, who's going to take away the plaques?
The city?
Why? This guy was so beloved.
I don't know. You know how nowadays they take off, like, statues of, like, racist guys?
But I feel like this guy was a good guy. Like, I feel like he was on the right side, but, like, actually the left side, if you know what I mean.
Well, technically speaking, the left was actually the right up until like the 1950s, 40s, I believe. So the conservatives were a lot more liberal than they are right now.
I feel like this guy was a good guy, and I don't think we need to take away his plaques. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Now for the reason that we're all here. This place is spooky. It's real spooky. There's just like a whole bunch of stuff that goes on here. So, first of all, of course, at Mount Rubidoux, whoa, tonight's difficult.
Yeah,
Mount Rubidoux has, like, ghosts, has your normal ghosts there.
The ghosties?
Just like most haunted places.
The ghosties with the mosties?
Yeah, but it also has some slightly different type of entities.
Oh, no.
Get ready, babe. Tall, ghostly, robed figures have been seen walking along the edge of the mountain. And I guess these figures are very similar to creatures known as the Dark Watchers that lurk in the mountains south of Monterey. They are also similar to tall robed figures that are known to reside on Mount Shasta, which, like, that place has a whole lot of, like, story to it. That place is crazy. So.
In robes, though? That's creepy.
Yeah.
You know how creepy it is to, like, see a tall, robed, long-robed figure?
Multiple figures.
That's creepy as fuck.
Yeah. But besides these robed figures, there are other kinds of shadow figures spotted. Love a good shadow figure. People also claim that the mountain is home to little demonic elves and miniature demons. Hikers will often have small rocks and pebbles thrown at them by an unseen force. They believe it is the demonic elves doing this because after it happens, they usually hear what they describe as a sinister cackle.
Wow.
People also do hear, like, your classic disembodied voices. I found, like, one video where this guy was just, like, up on the top of the peak by himself. I mean, obviously, it could have been faked.
Right, yeah.
But it sounded like a little, like, moan. Like, oh. Like, something like that. It was cool.
Okay, give me your best demonic cackle.
Demonic cackle?
Yeah, that's what you said, right?
Yeah.
It was like a satanic cackle?
Sinister.
Sinister. Give me a good
But, like,
sinister.
I have to channel a demonic elf.
Yeah. Well, don't really do it, but don't really channel
No,
it.
we're not.
Yeah.
I'll have... Yeah.
Just pretend.
But then you have to do it after.
I will.
Okay, you ready?
See. Yeah.
I haven't practiced or anything.
We'll have people vote for
Okay, that'll be her poll. Okay. This is my best sinister cackle. You ready? Your turn. That's pretty similar.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we found the same elf. Okay, that was less sinister, but it kind of scared me more for some reason. It was creepy. I think it was the body movements you threw.
I have to, like, fully, like, get into
embody it for sure. Okay. Cast your votes now. Something else that might be the doing of these little elves is rocks being stacked into 3 pyramids. Now, I know it doesn't sound like that weird, but hikers are finding these piles being built behind them mysteriously and suddenly. Like, they'll just be walking down the path, they'll hear something behind them, turn around, and the rock pyramids will, like, have just appeared. And they'll, like, won't see any motion nearby or any creatures or people or anything.
You think that's why people make, like, the rock stacks when you're hiking? Have you ever seen, like, the rock stacks?
I've seen them, but, like, I come up upon them. Like, they don't just appear behind me.
Right.
So, that's interesting. Multiple unidentified objects have been spotted in the sky above Mount Rubidoux.
Oh, I was going to say, why did you point at me?
Did I?
You said unidentified objects.
Oh, I just do hand motions sometimes. It helps me read my words. I don't know. Leave me alone. But yeah, they've been seen above the mountain or nearby. And one person specifically saw a white orb hovering over the mountain. There has been at least one suicide on the mountain, as well as many mysterious deaths. And a few of these deaths are believed to be the doing of a serial killer who is now a death row inmate. And there's also like some rumors, because you know how I mentioned the Mission Inn?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it is like fact-checked a thing, but I don't know if it can go all the way now. But there's like underground tunnels from the mountain all the way to Mission Inn. I think it's like a couple miles. And it was obviously probably used for other things, but supposedly it was used during Prohibition to like transport things. And allegedly the Italian mob also used these tunnels. So things would sometimes go down in these tunnels.
Yeah.
And bodies might have been found down there. So, yeah.
That's crazy. Just because it's not like far-fetched, you know?
Right. Like, this shit did happen.
Yeah. Which also makes it even creepier.
Yeah. And to end the list on a less dark note, there is an alleged Paleolithic painting of a horse that just appeared out of nowhere somewhere on the mountain, and there is no record of its existence, despite the fact that it appears to be 10 to 50,000 years old.
Whoa.
Like, the only thing I could think of is like maybe it was there, but then like rock formations happened and it got covered up, but then like an earthquake happened and then it like got chipped away somehow and it got exposed again. I was trying to like debunk that one, but I don't know.
I mean, rock and mountain like occur over time, and I want to say, I mean, actually, oh man, I don't know. This one's tough because technically it all gets layered at once, you know.
So it like wouldn't get formed over or anything.
I mean, like unless like a huge like millions of years passed and like something happened between that time.
It makes you think, though. It's
interesting. It does.
All right. I would like to send you all off with a little quote from one of the Masons of Riverside. And like, you know, like Freemasons.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. I did make just a couple adjustments to make it a little more politically correct. Okay, here we go. The Native Americans ran this mountain and have left clues and guides everywhere that, when observed through educated eyes, reveal all that is needed. A legit treasure hunt adventure complete with puzzles and secret clues left behind by Native Americans to decode. Frank Miller simply connected the Mission Inn with tunnels made by the Native Americans that had been around long before his time. Side note, I've been climbing and exploring this mountain since day one, and have always noticed that many of the large rocks look like skulls. I currently have around 16 arrowheads I found yesterday in a stash, along with a solid quartz chunk that all have skulls in them, including the quartz, which consists of multiple skulls. I don't know what I'm getting into, but as of yesterday, I might be the only one who's made it this far. Yes, it's real, and the door everyone's been searching for is a lot larger than you'd imagine it to be. X marks the spot, and I know that sounds cliche, but with the right mind and the right eye, you will be guided. Not trying to seem all magical and whatnot, but I've put in too much personal time and hard work, along with mostly dead ends and relentless doubt from others, to just give you what I've worked so hard for. The crossing of the threshold will be documented via GoPro, and will only be shown to those who ask about it in person. Don't know me? Find someone who does. I'm a very nice person and will share what I know with anyone who takes the time to find me. Have fun and be happy.
Whoa.
So do with that what you will, but that was the story of Mount Rubidoux.
I like that ending, actually.
Me too. I thought you would. Isn't that interesting?
That is so interesting.
He's saying so much, but so little at the same time.
Yeah, it's almost like...
It's very cryptic.
Yeah, it is very cryptic. It's like he knows too much, but doesn't know.
But now I want to find him and ask him to show us what he said he would show us. He said just to find him and he'll show it to us. That was like 9 years ago, though. So
I mean, he could still be,
around doing things.
Around, yeah.
Talking about things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. I liked that one a lot.
Yeah, that was good.
I actually kind of enjoyed researching it. I always enjoy researching these things, but sometimes it's just a struggle to focus.
Right, yeah.
And I just am thinking about other things, but this sucked me in.
That was good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yay. Good story. I believe somebody over here had something she wanted to close out the episode with.
Good night.
Oh, okay. I don't really feel
like it. I wanted to just share that we have officially started on our merch. And
it's actually in the works.
It is in the works.
It's happening.
Yay!
Yes. It's about freaking time.
It is. I just feel like I'm actually able to give it the full attention it deserves, versus half-assing it. But because I'm giving myself this extra time where I'm not forcing myself to do anything, or force myself, I feel like I have a
deadline.
A deadline, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like it's slowly coming together. So I'd say I'm about maybe 50%.
Okay, I'll take it.
And yeah, I'm just gonna say that for now, because I don't want to promise anything.
Yeah, but it's happening.
It's happening.
Appreciate your patience. You guys know all the things we've been dealing with this year. But it's happening, and we will let you guys know as soon as it's available.
You will see it. You will know when it's available.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be we're gonna plaster it everywhere and force everyone to get something. So
yeah. If you want to listen from now on, you gotta buy something.
Yeah.
That's the rules.
Hey, who knows? Maybe something, these merch. If you order something, it'll have a code to something for something special.
Ooh.
Or maybe there's a treasure hunt.
This guy's talking about.
Or maybe there's nothing. I don't know. Who knows?
You'll have to buy to find out.
You'll have to buy to find out.
But we love you guys, and this is just a way of kind of expanding what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Because we're still trying to turn this into something. I mean, it is something. We're putting lots of blood, sweat, and tears into it, as people say.
Yeah, there's lots of love being poured into this. Yeah. So, and it's been over, what is it, 58 weeks now?
This is I think episode 55.
55 weeks, bro.
Yeah, that's
consistent.
a lot of stories to research.
Yeah, and there's plenty more. So if you have anything to share, any personal stories, any of your favorite scary stories, feel free to share them with us at
you do the email.
What's your favorite scary story at gmail.com, or you can send them to
our messages on Instagram, which is also what's your favorite scary story. So please do it right now. Stop listening. I know there's probably another minute to this episode, but you can stop listening. We give you permission, so you can go.
Actually, we will give you 5 seconds to log on to Instagram and research. Look us up. And click the follow button and comment on the latest post what your favorite color is, what size underwear you wear, and
that's so specific.
What color your socks are right now, and if you have socks.
If you're wearing socks. And if you are, then you should take them off and scratch your ankles, because that's just the best feeling ever, as we talked about earlier. But yeah, take 5 seconds and go do all those 80,000 tasks that Marlene gave you. Ready, go. Thank you so much.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back, and
You're wonderful.
Good night. We appreciate you. We love you.
Goodbye.
And
stay spooky! I almost forgot to say it.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Spook.